Hey, welcome back to Two Super Guys Try Stocks. I'm Dylan.
And Anthony?
And we are going to talk about DWAC merging with True Social, which should net Donald Trump a bunch of money. And is it worth trading? This is not political in any way. This is not president stuff, Democrat or Republican. It's purely the craziness that happened. I see you stroking your chin, Vinny. This is
Yeah.
clearly the craziness that happened with DWAC when it IPO'd to see if we can have another insane movement. We're going to take a look because it's wild.
Two stupid guys trade stocks.
We're also going to take a look at previously run businesses of Trump. Fairly famous casino business. I'm not picking on them. It's hard facts. We're not doing anything else. All right. Yeah. Screw you, man. So this is when DWAC IPO'd. All right. This is his multimedia company. Now, we went from $12 to like $175 in a week, and then all the way back down to $12. Okay, the chart is hideous because I had to zoom out from when I IPO. Do you remember when everyone was doing SPOCs?
Oh yeah, that was free money out there for garbage companies, basically.
Yeah, there's a bunch of gambling companies. There's like 8 EV companies that are now bankrupt that also did SPOCs and were worth a Nikola Motors, a very reputable company indeed. Here's the daily chart. Once again, this is an ugly chart. I get it, but if I zoom out, it just looks worse. This is literally when an IPO going up to 170 and then all the way back down. Absolutely crazy. All right. So can we get any money out of this? Right now, obviously, this is incredibly risky. Now, this person had that much money come from an IPO for 2 reasons. One, it was the SPOC craze. That is a variable, right? Because every SPOC was just shooting up for seemingly no reason. And 2, he's got a following. And when you have a following, things like financial reports and revenue don't really matter.
And that's just what I was thinking, because as a Meta shareholder, I know that social media companies can make a lot of money. I'm just not sure how Truth Social is monetized.
I
and
can
how effectively
truly tell you it doesn't matter for this purpose. And I'm going to show you why. So DWAC, they voted Friday to approve the merger of Donald Trump's social media company. He's going to make a bunch of money, and they're going to do it under he could make a bunch of money. It depends on the share price. They are going to do it under this symbol. Let me move there we go. DJT. All right. Which, if any stock connoisseurs recognize that was also a famous company that Trump owned. Casino business that did not do well. But there's also a problem of they're already pushing forward if it does IPO, which it could very, very soon, as soon as next week, apparently, letting Trump sell his shares almost immediately because of the possible fine that's coming up instead of the 6-month hold. But that is on hold right now. Yeah. So once again, I'm not picking on him or president. It's just stocks. We're trying to take advantage of emotional trading to put some money in our pocket. That is it. So his previous company, they lost a bunch of money, but the initial public offering, the company raised $140 million. They were at, $14 a share. They went up to $35 a share while simultaneously losing money every single year. A lot of money. And then they ended up filing bankruptcy 4 separate times. They went down to a penny stock. It was awful. During that time, some people made a lot of money. Not going to say names, but to actually to file bankruptcy 4 times that's impressive.
The bankruptcy lawyers made a lot of money. That's something we know for a fact.
Yes, they did. And it wasn't just times, right? This is actually non-Trump casinos versus Trump casinos for employees. So they were actually employing less, trying to save, but there's just some iffy things that happened. Some bad luck and some bad management. We'll go with that. Now, this is to your question. Number of true social app downloads in the United States from February 22nd to February 2022 to September 2023. So there's your monthly basis. So they had 3 million off the bat in like the first 3 months. That's not bad.
That's impressive.
That's pretty good. It has since gone down quite a bit. Now, every time there is a news cycle about it, it makes more people go on. In terms of their user stuff, in terms of their engagement, in terms of returning users, I have no idea. And honestly, I don't think it matters because $15 to $175 is pure emotion. That was based off of nothing, right? I think there's a possibility that we're currently, after the IPO and during his run to presidency, when he's going to say True Social a lot of times, I think that this actually could be an interesting trade.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of free publicity. He's going to shill his company quite a bit. I'm not saying from a business standpoint that this is intelligent in any way from, value investors that usually watch our channel. From a value this is not a good value. This is a bad value.
Well, that's the fascinating thing. I thought you were going to take this as a bearish trade, but it sounds like you're actually bullish on it until like November.
It's possible. It's something that I would do with a very, very small amount of money. This is not I wouldn't even like one option. Like I'm not going past that. It's throwaway money. And if I lose, I'm not going to, Chipotle for a month. And then I'll make the money back. So it's fine.
You're gonna buy like January 2025 call. Is that your trade here?
It would be before that, but yeah. It would
Okay.
It's an option. Once again, you have a gentleman who, if you like him or hate him, a lot of people really, really like him and will buy whatever. I don't know how to say this. He has a strong following. Let's just go with that. Yeah. He's got a very passionate following.
Very passionate. People very devoted to him. That's for sure. Interesting. Yes. All right. I mean, to me, like I see a spike like that, and I'm just waiting for the bleed off period. So the question is, when will the peak of the spike be? Like I would take this as like a bearish trade, to be honest with you. I don't know when.
That is terrifying to take as a bearish trade.
I know. Well, you can do it as like a limited thing where you like buy a put or something like that. That's like
I know, but imagine how you're at $15. When would you have thought this would have stopped?
I know.
You could have bought puts right here at 100, being like, this ain't going higher. At 170, you're shitting your pants.
Yeah. Maybe it's just a recency bias, but I've seen too many charts over the last few years that look like this: the giant spike. And then there's like that reconfirmation of like, we're headed back to new normal, and then just a slow bleed off period for the next like 2 years.
Yeah. There's a ton of those, and once again, I think this is a little bit more unique because of the amount of instances in the news where True Social is going to be mentioned, and. If this is one of the things where it pops up a bunch and I have some off the bat, I'm selling. I don't want to be in this company at all. In terms of a value, this is horrible. So I'm not interested. But let us know what you guys think.
Yeah, no matter what happens, it'll be entertaining. I'll say that.
Yes, we'll see. Have a good one.